Welcome to another video. I know I said about 2 months ago that I wouldn't leave it for 2 months, but I have, so apologies for that. But anyway, why not come along with me today and see what sort of images we produce in the North Pennines. I'm also today going to be experimenting with aspect ratios and cropping, and you know, it's always tempting just to set your camera in its full frame mode or whatever and then take shots, but we can use different cropping and aspect ratios in camera. So for example, we can use a 1:1, a square crop, or we can use a 16:9 crop, and that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a little bit of experimentation with that, just to give you an idea how you can produce images, and from a single scene you can simplify it or make it more complex depending on how wide a crop you're using, how wide the aspect ratio is. For example, a 1:1 ratio really does simplify the scene. It does show you a little bit of how you can get something more out of your photography. Basically, from standing in the same spot, you can get 2 or 3 images that are quite different in the way that they in the way that you see them and how you feel the images, because we all feel images. So anyway, that's today's theme really. Just set up a simple composition. God, the light here is never the same twice anyway. But what I've decided to do, because I always shoot this place, it's my local patch and I'm always up there. So to try and do something a little bit different in this composition, I'm going back to the cropping aspect ratio again, and I'm going to set it as a square crop, and I think that works quite well. There's no point having too many of these trees in, because we've lost the autumn colours now. So anyway, this is going to be the next shot here, and it's just a quick one really, just to just to sort of give me something a little different. So there you go, and as you can see here with these Canon cameras, they don't bin the pixels, so around that grey area there is where the actual crop is, so that square crop's in there. But if you wish to, you can just turn it back into a full frame shot again. So anyway, there we go. So this is the next shot I've spotted. You can just see some trees here. Don't want too much sky here because obviously it's too wide. So what I've done, I've popped a 100 to 400mm lens on and I've zoomed right in. You can see that properly. And yeah, I'm just going to take a fairly standard shot, but I'm going to focus on the 2 trees and the colour. I'll probably take a series of shots actually. But you know, you can just see how by zooming in you get a completely different See there, by zooming in you get a completely different view, and then zooming out. So it's just a case of working on the composition until I'm happy that there's not too many distractions in it, and it's fairly sort of comfortably laid out. And that will be the next couple of shots. I think there's 2 shots in this. I'm not sure whether to try a square crop yet, but we'll see how this one goes. I think it might be better in this format here. So it's the next shot. So you might wonder, when I'm walking through these woods, why I've got my tripod at full length and I've got a 100 to 400mm lens on. And the reason I do that, especially on a morning, is that very often when you're walking through these woods, you spot quite a bit of wildlife, roe deer for example, and so I keep the 100 to 400 lens on when I'm wandering about. Because obviously if you spot some wildlife and you've got your landscape lens on, then you can't really swap over quick enough and get any shots, whereas if you spot a nice landscape, well, you've got plenty of time to take the 400mm off and put on the landscape lenses. The other thing, of course, is you can still take landscape shots with a 100 to 400mm lens. But anyway, that's why I do that. I just thought I'd mention it because it is a useful way to make sure that if there is any wildlife about, then you do maximise your chances of capturing some shots. And it's not that long ago that when I was wandering about, that I spotted some deer, and if I hadn't have had the landscape lens on, then I wouldn't have got the shots of them. So there are advantages and disadvantages to carrying your fully laden tripod around and with your big lens on, but at the same time you do sometimes create some opportunities. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that. As you can see, there's quite a few beech trees here in the wood. It's a mixed woodland. There's a few pine trees, Scots pine among others, but then we've got this lovely carpet of beech, and it's just beautiful this morning. The sun's now open. The light is just really is nice. Don't see there very well, quite tricky in this light, but anyway, there's the shot. We've got the light coming in from this side here. I'm just using this tree here. I don't know if you can see there's a tree. I'm just using the shadow of the tree just to stop the light shining on the front of the ND filter. And this isn't a bad picture. I'll capture it now. So it's a straightforward, easy picture. and yeah, it's nice enough. It's a lovely picture, it's a lovely autumnal shot. But if you watch when I change the aspect ratio here to 1:1, just look how simplified that shot is. Yes, sometimes you have to make a slight tweak, but the square crop makes such a difference. Yeah, it's maybe not to everybody's taste, I don't know, but again, as I said before, if you think differently, then please do comment. But it's certainly another way of creating images that are slightly different to the norm of this standard 4/3 or, you know, whatever. I mean, even as a 16:9 crop, we'll just give that a try now. We'll try 16:9. That to me is just a little bit too wide, although you do get more of an autumnal feel to the image. Anyway, what I'll do here, I'll put all three up, and you can choose yourselves which ones you think are the best. Anyway folks, that's pretty much it. That's the last shot of the day, and it's been a nice morning really. I love being in the woods anyway, but in autumn it's something special. The colours are just so vivid. I mean, we're right at the end here, we're in November, sort of second week in November. But anyway, that's it. As ever, if you could like, subscribe, comment, whatever, that would be great.